What's up, guys? Welcome back, and this is Village Echoes. Thank you very much, guys, for always coming back. I told you earlier that I will never get tired of coming back to thank you, guys. You are amazing, and you have really supported this channel, and I'm here to tell you that you are amazing, and I don't take you for granted. Each and every single advice that you guys give me at the comment section, I usually take it very serious, as long as it's adding up. I usually take it so serious, and that's the reason why I'm here now and I'm keeping on moving. The energy is more energy than the other day, guys. Every day, I believe, every day I wake up, I'm more stronger than yesterday. So thank you very much, guys, for trusting me, and I usually keep on saying you are amazing, keep on supporting me, keep on pushing on my channel, because I usually don't take you for granted. Anyone who just comment down there and maybe accidentally or I missed to reply your comment or give it a love, kindly will bear with me because I'm running with time, guys. Sometimes, you might be watching a video and I'm here preparing another one for you. So I really love you guys, the way you are supporting me. You keep on subscribing from Team iammarwa. And as I said before, and I'm repeating it, I think this is the 10th times that nobody has paid me or nobody has bribed me to talk good about Marwa. And it's not that I'm talking good about Marwa. It does not really mean that Marwa is the best. Marwa is perfect, but he is doing the best. That is what I usually keep on telling you guys. If somebody is doing the best, let us come out. Let us accept and come out and give him a clap, give him flowers, and also credit him what he really deserves. Thank you, son. Son is giving me a juice. Thank you, Baba. Yes, guys, so we are here and I'm ready to tell you that I've really come to I've done my own analysis, my assumption about this situation and the, how can I call it, Nyabohanse crisis. For those people who really know, Nyabohanse crisis. I've really done my analysis, my assumption, and I've come to realize that this village of ours, guys, when I say this village of ours, actually what I mean is that I'm coming from that village. That's my home, and that is where my grandfather was buried, and that's where my dad's land is, and that's where my entire family is, apart from my son here. So you guys, when I say that this is our village, enough, Baba. When I say that this is our village, get to know that I mean what I tell you. I've just come to watch this situation because I've never seen such kind of disaster in our village. But here in Nairobi, we have already experienced that one I think last year, guys. It was a lot of floods. People were people died, people lost their lives, properties were destroyed, houses were full of water. So for me, that is not a new thing to me. And it's not only that, it's a new thing to our village. From my fakey or my small knowledge, you guys, some of them, they call me that you are a fakey university student. I don't know what me, that's what I'm telling you, that from my small knowledge. And I'm here to tell Max One that let me educate him and tell him, or elaborate to him, the difference between precautions and what we call interventions. Precaution, my brother, because you say that Marwa is supposed to take precaution, put the gabions, build the gabions. Building the gabions is a very right thing, but again, those are not precautions. Those are what we call interventions. Precaution, my brother, are steps that are being taken before the disaster. Actually, like people decided to plant trees, they decided to build the gabions before encountering any disaster like flooding and other things. Those things that they do before the disaster is what we call precaution. But things steps that are being taken after the disaster, we call them intervention. Now, where the village is, as we talk now, it's only need interventions, not precaution then anymore. When I'm talking about interventions, is what people will come up together and do to make sure that this crisis, they defeat it. But when you talk about precaution, and trying to tell people that Marwa should take precaution. How can you take precaution and the disaster has already happened? When the disaster has already happened, now what people need to do is what we call interventions. You look for intervention. How can we intervene to make sure that we have solved this problem? But not talking about precaution. Precaution are things that people do before the disaster, just to make sure that they are in a good position for any emergency. And that one have not happened in our village. Why? Our village, Nyabohanse, youths are very disorganized. Youths, they think that on YouTube only, that is where, as long as you are being known on YouTube, that is the end of your life and everything. These people, instead of the village coming together, instead of the youths, all YouTubers, putting differences all aside, they come together because these are serious things. These are serious disaster. You know, they come together as youths, as people who are learned, as people who know how internet work, as people who knows how they can air videos. They reach out to people who are outside Africa. They come together as a community. They come together as youths. They call for help from maybe government. They call for help from maybe the so-called Kylie, you are disturbing. They call for government so that government can help them. They should come together as youths. They put all differences aside. They call for donors to support them and say, guys, we really have a crisis here in Nyabohanse. Because these people, they are looking on their only side. Guys, let me tell you, there is families that were really affected, and we are not able to know because nobody's there to record them. There is families, you guys, you know the poor families in the village. Imagine the way their house, they are usually very weak. Do you really think what have happened to them? Because some of the house, like the grandma who David Jr. visited and gave her 200 USD. And then she went and bought some 2 goats and I don't know, fertilizer. You saw that house, very weak. Are you sure that the house is still there? People really need to come together as educated people, people who have explored, people who know how internet work. They come together, they look for those families that have affected. Maybe their goats have died, property have destroyed. You know, even the so-called crops have been destroyed in their gardens. They call for government. They ask for government for a help. Maybe people can be given seeds to plant for free and fertilizer, just for compensation, because that's a very small community. But again, they are talking about other YouTubers. They are coming out attacking Marwa, like, you know, he is now begging, he is now doing this, he is now really want to have this and this. No, that is not how educated people who know how internet work, because we should act like a mirror in that village. We expected that if Nyabohanse have got that kind of disaster, all YouTubers to come together and act as a mirror, act as we come together and be a front line to take this information outside other people. You know, to get this information outside Nyabohanse, so that other donors, people who are outside Africa, they can be able to come across and watch and get to know what is happening in Nyabohanse. But instead, they are doing it in their own interest. They are recording themselves, complaining about Marwa, complaining about the solars. Guys, you can just try to imagine the way I'm imagining, like, if those solars were very, very strong the way they were, and they were able to be taken out of that roof up to down, you know, what about those homes that have mud houses that are not strong? Where are they? That is what we need to see. We need to get to know, how is those grandmas that David Jr. usually keep on supporting, how are they faring well? We really want to know how those houses look like, that one of Murimi and other families. How are they really faring well? That is what people want to see in general as Nyabohanse community. Who can make this one happen? Who can make this one reach out to donors? We as youths, we YouTubers who have already explored, we know how YouTube works, we know how internet, we know how we can tag and put things to air out so that people can get and reach out to different donors, even to the government. We call for assistance. That's not a joke. A disaster is not a joke. That's the natural calamities that nobody expected. That's a natural thing that nobody planned for. But we have then we have no one to blame at this point, because those are God's plan. But instead of youths coming together and do such kind of thing and plan about these things so that they can reach out to the government and maybe donors or other people outside, they can support other families which are not able to come on internet or share their problems on internet. Me, I'm very sure there is even more than 20 homesteads in that village that have really suffered, have really affected by that flood. Maybe their houses have been destroyed, their goats have died, their crops have been destroyed, because there is homes that are living very close to the rivers. But because they don't have YouTube, they don't have platform, they don't have audience that they can show out how they have been affected. People are really recording themselves sitting in the room, in the house, back in the village, guys. Me, I even think if I could be there in the village, I could have even shown you 10 affected homesteads, just to make sure that it has reached out. It has reached out to other people. We can even go and reach to the authority, the government and the county government, and tell them that our village was really affected. People need to be compensated, or we help where we can, or contribute to us, we can do this and this. Maybe people don't have even roofs in their houses, but people are recording from their house, attacking Marwa, saying that, you know, Marwa is crying for donation, Marwa I don't know what, Marwa the solars have gone, why him always? That one was not for why him. That one was not why iammarwa family. That one was just for all community. That is a natural calamity. We need to open up our minds, think beyond the other year, think beyond our minds and say, how can we do this to get a solution? How can we do this to get to solve this problem? We should not be part of problems, but we need to look for a solution. Youths, people who have internet, GoPros. Then meaning, people can die in the village, maybe in the outbreak of disease, or in the outbreak of maybe fire, or something that is abrupt, that needs emergency. And people have GoPros there. Instead of airing out and show people what is going on, so that they can get support and develop the community and take the community back to the condition it was before. Instead, they are using their GoPros to fight each other. Who knew that rain was going to rain yesterday that heavy? Who knew? You can raise your hand and say, me, I knew that the rain was going to be like that. Nobody knew that. That is a natural calamity, a disaster that have just come out. And it needs an emergency, we call it urgent help. Those GoPros should be shown. If you are lucky that your home was not affected, take your GoPro, go around, show people how people are affected. Walk every corner, show people. I'm happy with Go with Abraham. He even showed people how people were affected in Uganda, and some of them died. Go show people how the village is. Show people. There is weak houses that I'm very sure, guys, because of that wind and what has really happened in the village. Those houses are not existing. It's only that those families, they don't have people who can air their story. People can reach out and support them. That is how we develop a community as youths, as one community, as one unity. But you see, very disorganized. Somebody has got a problem. Instead of coming out with a solution, is abusing, trying to say that Marwa is looking for donation. Did you really wanted Marwa not to show people what has happened to him because he's going to get donation? Let him get, if you get him, because you people are disorganized and you don't want to bring your hands together and work hand in hand. Me, I know in this disaster, people could put their differences aside. They come together, they work as a community, they air out the videos of the people who have affected in the village. Goats have died, crops have been destroyed, so that people can maybe contribute for those families. There is families who maybe they don't have roofs. There is families that maybe need seeds to replant, you know. And from there, they come also together and look for other interventions. As youths, what can we do? Because the disaster have already happened. Now what we need to look for is an intervention. How can you come with the intervention that we are really very sure that if these kinds of a heavy rain come again, we will find us in a good condition, or we'll be able to cope up with it. You come up as a youth, you decide, let us start to do what? To plant trees, reforestation. Plant trees here and everywhere. Those are youths. You go in even in each family, you as YouTubers, you go in each family and bless them maybe with 1, 2, 3 trees they plant in their compound. You know, reforestation. That is one intervention. The other intervention, people maybe make trenches in the slope areas. You come together as youths and decide, let us build gabions here and do this, this, and this. So that when this rain will come again, we'll find us in a good condition. You register, you come up with a certificate for emergency. We call it, I don't know how we call it. That certificate, you have it, you register from the government, maybe you contribute something for it, and you be ready, and you alert government and tell them that in case of any, or you can get even a community insurance. In case of any natural disaster, Red Cross should run there, or people can come there and support you and see families that have been affected. They maybe give them iron sheet, they replace their roof, and that's what we call community development. But if people are not looking these things at that angle, is that when somebody gets a problem, you go and sit on your corner, you keep on laughing and saying that why you, why this family, why these people. Do you really see that we as community, is there any place that we are heading to? Full of jealousy, full of things that are not even making, they are not even add up. People having problems, people are adding problems on top. That one means, even if tomorrow there is a serious outbreak of disease in our village, maybe in crops or in a human being, our village will not be able to cope up with it. Our village will not be able to conquer it. Instead, they will keep on laughing to people who maybe their crops have affected. They will keep on laughing to people who are maybe they have affected with the disease, instead of coming out with the solution, coming up with plans and intervention on how are we going to solve this. But people, they don't see that. They just do YouTube content to make other subscribers happy. You know, even subscribers are looking at our village. We look like fools. We look like people who don't even think out of our box. If our village could be an organized community, this disaster could be their breakthrough. They could come together, make something that is making sense. They share it out. Donors could show up, support them. Everybody could even have a fine house and a roof. This could be a big opportunity. These people could come together. They approach even the county government and tell them that in that side of ours, we were really affected. Some goats died, crops were eroded, soil, our things were real destroyed. And maybe government can donate something like fertilizer and seeds to replant again. But again, look, instead, you just wake up. Instead of even looking if people really died on this scenario, you just react over it and try to say that, you know, Maro is crying for donation, I don't know what. That was a natural disaster and nobody knew that it was coming. Maro has a right, Maro deserves to be supported because he usually supports people. But when he come out and speak about himself, you guys will keep on attacking him and saying that, you know, this guy is after donation. No, that is not how. Maro brought a platform into the village. Up to today, the way we talk, if Maro could not share YouTube to everyone in that village, as we talk, nobody could know what is going on in the village, apart from iammarwa Villa. That is enough. But other stories like, you know, Nastor's place was flooded, nobody could know that. Mayugnos, nobody could know that. Because they couldn't even know who are those people. People could only watch at iammarwa, they send donation there, and that is how the story could end. But because this guy brought a nice platform, he came out and told people, let us do this. Let us not try, let us do it. People came out and tried, and some of them it went through. Instead of coming up as community, people who are learned, educated people, we put aside jealousy, differences. We come and sit down on the table and say, this is a community problem. We have got a problem as a community. What are we really going to do? Which intervention are we really going to set? So that anytime we experience another problem like this, we will be able maybe to solve it. You know, are we really to open? We can decide, and you open a community development, a community-based organization that is more based on interventions. And from there, Youths just register certificate there. You know, they go to the government, they register a legal certificate of organization. They say, let us now, in this organization, we are now looking for donors who will be supporting us through this organization as a community. So that whenever we find such kinds of problems, whenever we find such kinds of disaster, we will be able to solve it by our own, without involving anyone, without laughing to anyone. Because problem has no right direction to go. Problem can attack anyone, anyone can get problem, anyone can be sick. We are human beings. You sit down, you decide, let us register a very legal organization. We write the members there and everything, register, open a bank account for this organization that people will be donating direct to that bank. Now, if people will be donating direct to that bank, these people could take this money. Now they use it maybe to sort for the families that are real much affected. That one can be a community-based organization. That is basically for Nyabohanse people. So when there is such kinds of disaster, because nobody knows the future, maybe the future people are going to experience pure thunderstorms, or even the earthquake, and the land even crack and even things sink inside. So people should be very ready, people should be very keen and look for what they should do, not attacking each other without coming out with problems. Instead what they are doing is just bringing problems, stories, attacking Marwa, saying that Marwa is looking for donation, instead of sitting down like people who are educated and show our old grandmas, because they don't have any idea about internet. They don't know where they can go and look for a help. You just sit down and, as people who are educated, people who have YouTube, people who know how internet works, they just sit down and say, let us now educate these villagers and tell them that we are supposed to do this and this, and then from there we are going to help them in this and this. Or go and record those villagers, show them, very peaceful, show people what is going on. Maybe somebody somewhere can watch and get touched and say, let me support this woman, or let me support this old grandma. And I'm very sure most of grandmas in the village, their houses are not in good condition for now as we talk. Maybe the rain has already took those houses to the other parts. You know, people, they don't even understand that there is also something called slow mass wasting. When you build at a slow place, the house keep on flowing, just going towards the river slowly by slowly, but you cannot realize. But when the rains come, it can take that house to the river. People real to wake up. Our village have opportunity. It's a blessed village. It's a place, the only place that you can air video that is not making sense to people. That is just showing people how maize have grown. That's showing people how people have planted maize and you get views. It's only in Nyabohanse. Try that one in other village. Grinding, showing people video that are not making sense. Talking your own language, showing people how maize are grown. Nobody will watch. That one tells you that Nyabohanse is a blessing place. It's a blessed place, and they have got a very good icon. This is iammarwa, who is presenting Nyabohanse village on YouTube. I even think YouTube knows where is Nyabohanse for now, because people are really working there. YouTube is real, people are really putting videos out. Nyabohanse is the only village where you can record a video at your compound, showing people, this is our house, this is our utensil, and you get views. Try that one outside Nyabohanse and see. That one tells you that we are blessed as a community. We have all resources. We have all potential. We have all energy. But we are blind. Our eyes are closed. Our ears are closed. People are not seeing anything. People are just greedy, satisfied with 15,000 Kenyan shillings per month on YouTube, satisfied with a small donation, $10, $20, just to make sure that they are enjoying themselves. People, they don't want to apply what they went to school to do. People are educated in that town, guys. Let me tell you, people are learned there. People really went to universities. But applying what they learned in class, it's very hard. Now they have just believed on YouTube, recording, abusing each other, insulting Marwa, insulting other people. so that you can get your own 15,000 you go and enjoy at the end of the month. That is not development, and that is what we call, you just, how can I call it? People are just want to create hand-to-mouth money. Like, you just want to get it from the hand, you eat, and you don't think about tomorrow. You don't think about saving. You don't think about doing something big. People are opening channel with an aim of just getting donors, just getting donations. And that is what is killing YouTubes in the village. People send money to people, they got into their comfortable zone, they forget even to post video, they reduce their energy. Me, I tell you guys, that energy that I'm having today, tomorrow is going to be more, 2 times. And each and every day, me, I'm telling you, it's not that I'm bragging or not. I know that I'm still young, energetic, able to do it. Very smart. Me, I believe on myself. If you are watching me and you say that I'm not smart, that's up to you. But if this village could be organized, me, I'm telling you, one of the best and well-developed village that could be in this country, in Kenya, is Nyabuhanse village. That's the only place that people could come and even admire to go, because maybe there could be cabros. They could if these people can decide to come together and just show subscribers that we are not enemies, we don't have jealousy, we are one thing. We really need to work together as YouTubers. They just decide to come together and reason together. They air their videos out, work after work. No insulting, no abusing, no jealousy. People could trust all the village. Donors could trust all the village. By trusting all the village, how could these people do this? They could now decide, we as Nyabuhanse YouTubers, let us open a CBO, a community-based organization. And this is a community-based organization will be just helping our village only, that is Nyabuhanse village, or our community. Now imagine these people have opened a community-based organization, well registered. They have opened their bank where they will be receiving money. You know, when you have an organization and registered with your bank, people cannot, a bank cannot hold your money because that money is sent legal and it has a reason why it was sent. Imagine having an organization with all those YouTubers. There is no kid in the village who could miss school fees. There is no family in the village that could sleep hungry, because of lack of food. There is no family in the village that could have a fake house, a poor house, a very dirty house, or an environment, because their money is there. There is a money for that. So the work of the YouTubers is to record and show problems. When they show problems, when the donors watch those problems, what they do, they just send money to the organization. Organization, it has got members. It has got a leadership. People go down and sit down. They meet once, maybe a month. They check how much they have. They identify those houses that they know there is a problem. There is kids who have not gone to school. They say, this is the money we are going to get out of this. We go and send these kids to school. We go and pay for them. We go and do this and this. Imagine how our village could be. No poverty. Everybody could be educated. Every kid is going to school. Everyone is enjoying. Every family is happy. But because of jealousy, disorganized, believing that you can be iammarwa within one night, that's now making people to be where they are. And that is why I'm telling you guys, and I'm repeating, me, after building a house for my mom in that village, I will vacate and have my own space. I feel as I'm not belong to that area. If people will not come out and think the same and think with me or reason with me, believe me not, it's going to be very hard. Jealousy will continue, zero development. The only people who built houses that time, that was their luck. Mayugono is your luck. The so-called Nasto is your luck, and other people who build houses through YouTube. As we talk now, as we continue, as people continue posting video, the trust is continue to go down. Red flags are still coming to that village, meaning 2 years coming, 3 years coming, no donation will be coming that village. People are keeping on, you know, people have really received scamming cases. So as the time goes, these people are really going to get tired to support this village. Believe me not, guys. So thank you very much. May I see you in the next video. Bye-bye, guys.